Hello and welcome to Helping Rhinos' latest live broadcast. This time we are going to be going to South Africa and to the Greater Kruger National Park to visit one of the projects that we work with and support out there, the Black Mambas. And you may well be aware of the Black Mambas. They are South Africa's first all-female anti-poaching unit. So we're very excited to be going and joining them shortly for the first time ever live on their parade ground. So what we're going to do is show you a little video that shows a little bit around what the Black Mambas do, why they operate. Then we're going to hear from the founder of the Black Mambas, Craig Spencer. And he's going to introduce you to the concept of what the Black Mambas are. And then from there, we're going to go live to the parade ground and we're going to see the Black Mambas do some of their drills. We're going to I won't spoil it now, but there's quite a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And then we'll do a Q&A with some of the Black Mambas and the Bush Baby coordinators. And definitely stay tuned for that bit, because we have some breaking news and very exciting news about the Black Mambas that we're going to share with you just before we go to the Q&A. So what I will do now is run the video that allows you to see exactly what who the Black Mambas are and what it is that they do.
It was a theory, it was hypothetical. You know, we knew that we couldn't throw the usual old rusty tools at the same old problem time and time again. We knew that we're not going to shoot this problem away because it's been tried many times in the past. We needed a sort of multi-pronged strategy to address this, and something that's going to perpetuate into the future. We're trying to create role models in the communities. As children grow up, their only role model will be the poacher. His only skill set is dodging the law and carrying a gun, killing wild animals to get what he wants. That's not the role model that we're looking for.
I want to be one of the protectors. I want to protect the wildlife. They can't fight for themselves. We have to fight for them. We have to protect them.
The animals and nature, it's our heritage. If people don't protect the animals, or us the Black Mambas don't protect these animals, in near future we will not be having animals, not rhinos only, but all the animals in the reserve. I felt that I need to do something. I have to take part protecting the animals. So when I started working as a Black Mamba, I was so scared and my family was so scared. You are going to be eaten by lions. Maybe they are right. What if I go there and never come back to see my kid and my family? Maybe I should just leave it. I said to myself, if I don't do it, who is going to do it? The animals do want people to protect them. They can't protect themselves. So I have to take part in this and save the animals. I see these animals as my kids because I'm protecting them. I'm like a mother to them, same as my kids. So my kids have to share mother's love with these animals.
The Black Mambas are the single biggest window for that community into the national park system, where you can generate that environmental patriotism.
I would like to see Black Mambas anti-poaching growing. I would like to see this female project growing bigger and bigger every day.
So there you go. There's just a little taster of what the Black Mambas are all about. Now, why are we here? Why is Helping Rhinos chosen today to take you live to the African bush and join the Black Mambas? Well, that's because today, July the 31st, is World Ranger Day. So we thought that what better way to celebrate World Ranger Day than to take you out on a parade with some of the most famous rangers in the world. Now, of course, you're going to hear in a second from Craig Spencer, who is the founder of the Black Mambas. It was his brainchild to set the whole team up some 7 or 8 years ago. And like everyone else in Africa, they've been hit quite severely by the COVID impact and the lack of people able to come into the reserve and support financially. So for that reason, you will see in the bottom left of your screen throughout today's broadcast a link where you can go to either donate or sponsor a Black Mamba. So if you wanted to look to support any of the Mambas we're going to see today, the only place you can do that is through the Helping Rhinos website, and as I said, you can choose which Mamba you want to take to your heart and sponsor, and anything that you either donate or through your sponsorship will go directly out to the Black Mambas and will make a massive difference in them being able to continue to protect the environment, the wild spaces and the wildlife in the huge success that they've had. So without further ado, I will now hand you over to Craig, who's going to talk a little bit around exactly why the Mambas were set up and what it is they do on a day-to-day basis.
Craig Spencer here. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Black Mamba anti-poaching unit, the first all-women anti-poaching unit in the world, and you can see them on parade and learn a little bit more about what it is that they do, building environmental patriotism for the communities, creating role models for the communities on the boundaries of this national park over here. I'm sitting in the middle of the Baludi section of the Greater Kruger National Park in South Africa. This is where the Mambas patrol. Let them tell you about their lives inside the communities and inside the national park, what it's like to work with the Big Five, both day and night, with the rhino poaching risks and threats that they confront every single day. Even during COVID-19, the patrols have not been interrupted. They are still on duty day and night, and the community programs are going very well as well. In fact, I would like to suggest that the Mambas have strengthened their position in the community during the COVID-19 crisis by showing the world that it's better to work to save wildlife than to work against the wildlife in the national parks. We've got two kinds of poaching on the landscape that the Black Mambas have to deal with every single day. Bushmeat poaching, which is poachers coming into the landscape, setting wire snares and taking the meat and the animal products back to their community, the local market. And then we have the syndicated criminal element that comes in to shoot rhinos, black and white rhinos, in the middle of the night. So, and if I look around here, this is close to 70,000 hectares that we're sitting in. The entire Big Five component is here. There's elephants, lions, buffaloes, leopards, and rhinos. They are under risk every day and every night from poachers. The Black Mamba unit is designed to act as the eyes and ears, the first line of defense, and to disrupt the landscape, to make it unprofitable and undesirable for somebody to poach. And one of the other tools that we have in our toolbox is the community engagement program. So the Mambas consist of 36 young women from the local communities that all have their paramilitary training and the necessary skills, etc. They deploy themselves in Land Rovers at night time and walking on foot, where necessary, sweeping the landscape for poachers' snares and signs of poachers. But then there's also a component of the Black Mambas that work every day in the communities, at the schools, at the community centers, the tribal councils, and what have you. We have 1,300 children already engaged in the program at 10 primary schools in the 3 target communities directly on our boundaries. So we're trying to build an ethos of environmental patriotism, or sustainable living, environmental consciousness. That's the challenge. And of course, COVID-19 comes along, and suddenly we find ourselves in a situation where a lot of the people in these communities had jobs in the tourism industry. In particular, the wildlife economy is a big employer and skills developer in the region. Suddenly that gets switched off and everybody is sitting at home with no income. So our biggest challenge at the moment is to make sure that that doesn't spill over into the reserve where we're sitting now, to this landscape, where the people are forced to come and harvest wild animal products to put food on the table. That's a big challenge for us. We've changed our patrol strategy. The Mambas have come up with some ideas, and their focus is primarily on trying to avoid that necessity. You won't be disappointed when you meet the Black Mamba all-women anti-poaching unit. Thank you very much. See you there.
Okay, thank you, Craig. Well, hopefully, what you should start be able to see now is we're going to go live to the parade ground, and Craig, and let's hope that technology doesn't let us down. We are trusting the Wi-Fi signals out in the bush in South Africa, but Craig and the Mambas, can you hear me?
Yes, hello Simon.
Craig, can you hear us?
Simon, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I will hand over to you to show us what it is that that the Mambas are the parade, and I'll let you explain what it is that's going on. Over to you, Craig.
Simon. Thank you, and to everybody that's watching as well. This is our team of Mambas that's on duty at the moment. Behind me, the audience today is our environmental patrol officers under the guidance of the Liwayne, the bush babies. You can see them all in their very smart uniforms. We've also got our field supervisors and our armed response sitting over here with us, and some of the research fraternity as well. So welcome, guys. And to the Mambas, thank you very much. We all know that this is a very significant day globally, okay? World Ranger Day. And the parade today is to commemorate those of our colleagues that have fallen around the world in the line of duty or otherwise, and also those of our colleagues that are still working side by side with us anywhere else in the world, from the Fiji Islands to Uganda. We salute you. And today, Sergeant Hute, will you please lead the drill so that we can inspect?
Attention! Up, down. Attention! Up, down. Attention! Up, down. Open order march. 1, 1, 2. Close order march. 1, 1, 2. Right rest. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right front. 1 in. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Quick march. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. 1, 4. Check. 1, 2. About it. 1, 2, 3, 1. Quick march. Left, right, left. Yes. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. 1, 1. Check. 1, 2. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. About hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. About hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. And that is.
Thank you very much, Sergeant. That was nice and sweet. Ladies, need to raise your voices, please. Sergeant, before you fall back in again, just go through it one more time so that we can hear your voices. We are shouting out to all the rangers around the world.
Attention! Up, down! Attention! Up, down! Right, left! 1, 2, 3, 1. Right, front! 1 in. Left hand! 1, 2, 3, 1. 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 Open order march! 1, 1, 2. Close order march! 1, 1, 2. Open order march! 1, 1, 2. Close order march! 1, 1, 2. Left hand! 1, 2, 3, 1. Quick march! Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. About it. 1, 2, 3, 1. Quick march! Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Start 1. Check. 1, 2. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Then it easy.
Thank you very much, ladies. We're going to practice this parade in the hot African sun until we have all got it perfect. Okay, my last instruction to you, Sergeant, please. Can you please lead us in the Black Mambas anthem? Hey, Sergeant Colette. Better singing voice.
I am a mamba, yeah, me clear.
I am a mamba, yeah, me clear.
Oh, just you wonder, I have no fear.
Oh, just beyond, I have no fear.
Bone and flora, I plan to protect.
Bone and flora, I have to protect.
There is always something to detect.
There is always something to detect.
Eyes and ears, have their crown.
Eyes and ears, have their brown.
Here and there and all around.
Here and there and all around.
From dusk to dawn, this promise I keep.
From dusk to dawn, this promise I keep.
To protect their voiceless while they sleep.
To protect their voiceless while they sleep.
Sister to my left, sister to my right.
Sister to my left, sister to my right.
We stand together in this land.
We stand together in this light.
We stand with pride and unity.
We stand with pride and unity.
Uplifting our community.
Uplifting our community.
Empower mothers to educate.
Empower mothers to educate.
Our young little guidance are at stake.
Our young little guidance are at stake.
First we keep our heritage alive.
Once we keep our heritage alive.
I am a mamba, let this be clear.
I am a mamba, let this be there.
Very good, ladies. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. Now, Simon, I'm going to do a quick inspection. It won't take me very long because the mambas are normally very smart. I understand the dusty boots because it's a dusty parade ground. Then, good. Maybe here later. Badges are so fun, it's very nice. Nice, thank you by the way. It looks like nobody is doing PT today. So far, so good. Yet. Felicia.
Okay, so I understand some of you are struggling to hear Craig. We've got the microphone as close as we can to him. What he's doing now is just an inspection of the Black Mambas on their uniforms.
Everybody, thank you very much indeed. You're all looking very good. Remember, this is an all-woman anti-poaching unit. We celebrate the fact that you are women. Okay, you must be proud of the fact that you're a woman. That's why I'm always very pleased to see that you have come here today in your best uniforms, with the most beautiful makeup, lovely hair, lovely earrings. Thank you very much. That's a sign of respect to me. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to fall out soon. Okay? Sergeant, shoot. Can you please come to the front again? And when I give the instruction, you fall out. And then I want everybody to get down to the facility by the big tree in 15 seconds. Okay. Sergeant, they can fall out.
Attention.
Up, down.
Right, then.
Try again. Okay.
Attention.
Up, down.
Attention.
Up, down.
Left hand.
1, 2, 3, 1.
And
Fall out,
ladies. 15 seconds.
Away.
Pagaboot. We'll see you down there.
Okay, so what is happening now is the Mambas are moving from their parade ground to the facility where we're going to start with the questions and answer session. So I'm going to practice my best skills at filling while I keep half an eye on seeing where they are and when they get there. But this is very exciting for us. So we have an exciting announcement to make that is breaking news in the last hour or so. And it does involve the Black Mambas as a whole and one Mamba in particular. So I can see that they are just making their way through the little corridor. And the reason we're doing this now is letting them head to a tree is because it's very hot out in the African bush at the moment. So we didn't really want to have a Q&A session with the poor ladies having to sit under the burning African sun. So it looks like they are there. Let's just try and see whether or not we can see them there. Okay, Craig, can you hear me? Yeah, we just need to move the camera around. That's it, so we can see all of the ladies. Okay, Jay's our cameraman. Jay, can you go quite a lot closer so we can just see the four ladies and Craig under the tree?
Okay.
Okay, so just bear with us while we get set up, and a little bit closer, I think there, Jay, if we can, just so we can hear them a little bit closer again. We just want to be able to make sure we can hear what everybody has to say. Okay, so here are our four members who are going to take part in our questions and answer session. So in charge of the Bush Babies program in the light uniform, we have Luane. My screen is a bit small. Hello, Luane. I think we then have Colette, if I'm right. Is that Colette next? Hello, Colette. Then we have Felicia. And finally, we have Later. Okay, so can you all hear me okay, ladies?
Yes, thank you, Simon.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now exciting news, breaking news in the last hour. So it's World Ranger Day today, and a few months ago now that we, Helping Rhinos, we wanted to nominate the Black Mambas for a Ranger of the Year award. And this is an award that's being run by an organization called the Paradise Foundation. They're actually based in China. So we thought not only was this a good way to try and get recognition of the Black Mambas, but actually it's a great way of getting the message out into China about the important role that the Black Mambas are doing, and of course that all rangers are doing. But our focus was specifically on the Mambas and why there's a need for anti-poaching units like the Black Mambas to exist. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't in name nominate the whole Black Mambas team. We had to pick an individual. So one of the ladies and the Mambas who we've worked with a number of the years is Later. So give us a wave, Later. So we heard in the last hour that actually, so Later, on behalf of all of the Black Mambas, has won the Ranger of the Year award for this year. So I think that deserves a big round of applause. So this is...
Good job, ladies. Thank you, Simon, for that lovely bit of news.
This is very exciting news. And the good news is that not only is it great recognition for the Mambas and great recognition for the work that they do, as I said, that we get that around the world, including into China, but it also comes with a prize of $10,000 US. So I fear we're going to struggle with the Q&A now with the levels of excitement, but to get everybody back. But it's a fantastic news. So my congratulations on this World Ranger Day to all of the Black Mambas. It's a very worthwhile and worthy award. And obviously, we're going to talk in a little bit in more detail in a moment. So I think it's fantastic that it's going to help at a time when, of course, the Mambas need that help an awful lot right now. So let's start with the questions and answers. We've had a few questions coming in. Let me start first of all with Felicia. So Felicia, we've seen you on your parade ground. Tell us a bit more about what the daily routine looks like. Okay, so I think you can hear me now. Yeah, unfortunately, we seem to have lost the connection. So we're just going to work to get that back at the moment. Just bear with us one moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little advert to a particular event we have coming up next year, which is a trek up Mount Kenya. Just so you're not sitting looking at a blank screen. And then what we'll do is you may see a holding picture, but just bear with us while we try and get Craig and the Mambas back online. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon. Helping Rhinos is putting on a trek up Africa's second highest mountain, and we still have some places left for you to join us. You'll spend a week trekking up the beautiful Mount Kenya, and you'll also get to spend 2 nights on Olpejeta Conservancy and see how your trek will actually be making a difference on the ground to make a better future for rhinos. Visit helpingrhinos.org to find all the details of our trek and how you can sign up. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you. Okay, right. We have solved the technology issues, few, just at the key moment. So we're back live with the Black Mambas at their headquarters in the Greater Kruger Park in South Africa. So where I was just getting to, Felicia, we've heard quite a lot. We've seen you on parade. So we've heard quite a lot today around that. But tell us a little bit around what is the daily routine of a Black Mamba? What does it take to be a Black Mamba? I'm guessing it's not something that everybody would be able to do.
As Black Mambas, our job is to patrol the fence and to sweep for snakes. So each and every day, our daily basic work is to patrol the fence in the morning and in the evening. So we do the morning patrol where we patrol the fence and check for spores, any diggings under the fence, or any suspicious thing that happens during the night. And on our night patrol, we use vehicles. We patrol the city roads.
Felicia, can I ask you, can you just speak up a little bit? We're just struggling to hear you a little bit. If you, or come closer to the camera, maybe, that would be, yeah, cool, great, thanks.
As the Black Mambas, our job is to patrol the fence in the morning. So while we're patrolling the fence, we're looking for spores, tracks, or any diggings of the animals underneath the fence. So when we find diggings, holes in the fence, we fill up with rocks. And then we also check for any suspicious thing that happened during the night. And then we also do some night patrol. We use vehicle during the night where we patrol some cemetery road around the reserve and listen to any sound of poachers or any sound of suspicious thing that could be happening in our reserve. So we sometimes do roadblocks in our gate. So where we check cars that are coming out and in, we check for any illegal things that guests and people might take out of the reserve. And people who are coming, we check for anything that they can come inside with it to harm our animals and do anything that is suspicious.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Felicia. So what would you say? Now, I know I've known you for many years now. In fact, we even brought you over to London, I remember, a few years ago now. But what would you say is the best thing about being a Black Mamba? What is it that makes you most proud?
The best thing about being a Mamba is that we protect the animals and nature itself, and protecting the animals is I can say personally, it's something that is important to me because the animals cannot protect itself. So we as the Black Mambas, we must protect it from the poachers and to any harm that can happen to them because they can't protect themselves. So I can say we are doing a good job, and our job is very important.
Yeah, it certainly is very important, Felicia, and thank you for you and everybody for everything that you're doing on a daily basis, walking those fence lines in the African heat of the day. So Colette, let me switch to you. So Colette, now I've also known you for a number of years, and you were, along with Felicia and later, were one of the original Black Mambas. But so you've been there for quite some time. So tell me, have you ever come across a rhino that's been poached?
Yes, I did. It was 2013, and it was very painful. It's unbearable pain where you see the innocent animal laying there without their parts, without horn, without ears and eyes. So it's very painful because those innocent animals, they deserve to live like other animals. So it's very bad to see those rhinos being poached.
Indeed it is. And so how do you, I guess knowing that there's people out there who are just waiting to come into the reserve to poach a rhino, and you're out there on the front line, how does that make you feel?
It's very sad because those people are from our communities, and that's why we are trying our best to teach them that wild animals that are very important to them, and because it's nature, we need to protect the wild animals. Any one of us, we need to protect the wildlife animals. So it's very sad, it's very bad what they are doing.
Yeah, okay, indeed. I can only imagine on that daily basis. And later, maybe I come to you for the next question, sort of, I guess, linked to that. So, when it's still dark, it's, while it might be very hot in Africa in the middle of the day, it gets very chilly, especially in the winter at night. So what is it that drives you on to get up in the dark, in the cold mornings, put on your uniform, and get out there and do what you do, protecting the wildlife?
Okay, the first thing that I'm going to say is that whenever a Black Mamba wake up in the morning and heading to their patrol, they wake up with pride. And when they put on their uniform, they feel like they have dignity. And as women, we feel like we are holding the whole world in our hands where we have to protect it. And as women, it makes us to feel proud to know that we are changing so many things in the world. So when we do our morning patrol, we are very much happy because we know that we want to protect the wildlife, we want to protect the animals, and we want to protect the generation, the future of the next generation. So we go on our patrol with pride, knowing that anything can happen when we are there because poachers are always there, and as Black Mambas, we are unarmed. So we are risking our life to protect the wild animals. And when we go and do our night patrol, it's dark out there and it's so scary. And us as women, we stand brave and say we want to do this no matter what can happen, whether it's dark or there is a light. We are going there to fight for the animals, because if we don't, there's nobody who's going to fight for them. Or as they are sleeping, we have to be their voice.
Yeah, great. Thank you. That's a really good insight later. And I guess linked to that, so congratulations again on the awards that I spoke about just now. And I know it's not your first international award. So how does it make you, I guess, as an individual and the rest of your Black Mamba colleagues feel when you see that you're getting that recognition from around the world?
Actually, I'm shaking now. Yeah, we're very, very much happy, and we really appreciate this. For us as Black Mambas to get awards or being recognized globally, we grow wings, and that gives us potential, and it makes us to know that we have to continue doing this. In our communities there, when we started, people didn't believe in us. So since we've won the awards, everybody has seen that the Black Mambas are the role models. Everybody has seen that the Black Mambas mean business, even though we are women, but we're doing it best. So people have realized that we are the best people who can protect the wild animals, and the community are very much happy about us. The world is very much happy about us. And like winning this, it's exposing us to so many people, since the Black Mambas are depending on funding. And when we are being exposed, we are getting more instruments that we need to use in the bush. It is very much difficult to go in the bush without vehicles, patrolling the fence line, one little horde. We don't have bottles to carry water with us. But when we are being exposed, that made us to be happy, and it made us to be happy as women, knowing that the whole world knows about the first female in South Africa that are changing the world. So actually, I'm happy. I'm very much happy. I'm very much happy about this. I'm so much happy, and I can see the smiles in the faces of my colleagues. We are all happy, and
well done again, later. Let me just, and Luane, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm going to come to the Bush Babies en masse in a moment, but we've had a few questions coming in. If Craig is still there, maybe this is a question that I could ask Craig, if he can just come back in. Have we lost him? Or is he still there? Craig, we've had a few questions, Craig, coming in saying, are there any plans to expand the Black Mambas beyond the current numbers that there are?
Yeah, thanks very much, Simon. There's quite a lot of pressure on us to expand as the national park is expanding, which is good news. I think to everybody, there's pressure on us to expand as well. And remember, the Black Mambas are selected and trained from the communities that have the direct, they're like adjacent to the park. So there's a lot of tribal land inside the boundaries of the park as well. And we need to make sure that we target the appropriate communities to protect those pieces of property. But the funding, of course, is the reason why we haven't been able to grow. We've had 4 intakes in total since the beginning of the Mamba program, but it's really just the lack of funds. Otherwise, we would have 136 Mambas if we could. You know, you can't have too many Mambas, is my motto. So, yeah, this announcement that you made today is really going to help us, particularly in this COVID crisis where we're going into debt every single day of our lives. So did I answer your question, Simon?
It did, Craig, yes. And a follow-up question from that, really. And I guess just to clarify, when you said there's been 4 new intakes, you mean, just to clarify, that doesn't mean 4 new individuals. That's intakes of 4 new teams of women that we've brought on board, right?
Correct.
So a follow-up question with that, really, in terms of in terms of how the Black Mambas work with the other rangers, I guess particularly in the Greater Kruger Park. So what level of collaboration is there with the other ranger teams that's out there?
Yeah, thanks again, Simon. So there's no Black Mamba team that does not work with an armed response field ranger team. So when the Black Mambas are deployed into an area, we have another ranger team in the same area that will back them up. Remember, the Mambas are the eyes and the ears, the first line of defense, and the disruption on the landscape, the information gatherers, etc. And then it goes to the next level up from that. So I would say that our level of collaboration and cooperation is very good. In fact, our primary field ranger support is sitting in the audience here as we speak. So thanks, guys, for coming along as well and supporting your Mambas. It's excellent. They're not my Mambas, they're everybody's Mambas.
Great, thank you, Craig. Let me go back to Felicia, so if I can for a moment. Felicia, so we've heard quite a lot around obviously what the Mambas do. We saw you on parade. We've seen little clips and videos of you on patrol. But there's more to you as women, of course, than just what you do there. So, you know, when you're back at home, do you have family? Do you have children?
Yes, I have family. I'm married and I have 2 kids, boys. So our family, when I started working here as a Black Mamba, they were worried about me, saying that because as a Black community, as Blacks, there is this rumors that if you work in the bush, you're going to be eaten by lions or anything is going to happen to you. But while I went to the training and then I got some training and then I started to gain my confidence, and then ever since there, I'm not scared anymore. And then they're supporting me as family. My family support me, and then they're always on my back.
Great, thanks, Felicia. And Colette, how about you? Do you have family at home? And you know, I know that you're on patrol for 20 days out of every month without going home. So how does your family cope without you being there for such a long period of time?
My family, they're very supportive because they understand what I'm doing. So yes, I have family. I have a husband, and then I have 2 kids. So the whole of my family, they are very much supportive of what I'm doing. Even though I'm at work for 21 days and then 10 days off. So I think they get enough of me when I'm home for 10 days. So that's why they're very supportive.
I see. So they like the fact that you're out earning the funds and actually being away from home. I'm sure there's a number of people who can probably relate to that, Colette, as well, watching around the world. Later, let me just come back to you. Have you had any incidents of poaching recently on the reserve? I mean, we're hearing a lot that during lockdown that, you know, it's actually more difficult for poachers to get out there. But have you seen it? Have you had any incidents lately?
Yes, we had an incident this week. It was Tuesday, where 3 of our black members with 1 armed guard went to do a sweep, and then while they are on their sweep, they saw a man and a woman in a bush, and then they hide to gather information, and they saw an opportunity and start to confront those people because poachers doesn't want to be seen. They know that if ever they are seen or they get caught, they're gonna be they will go to jail. So they ran, and then our members were able to gather all the information that those poachers were having. Like they were having a bag full of snares and a rifle that has a homemade silencer. So it was a successful operation. The members went out and worked hard. I was in the ops room. I managed to gather all the information that the members got. So we are very much proud of our members because any information that they found, they put it to the ops room, and any information that they found, they make use of it, which is why our animals are in a good space at the moment.
Thank you, Later. And and again, to reiterate, I think that people around the world are also very proud of the Black Mambas and everything that you're doing. A question that's come in from people watching online is how many of you go out on patrol? So, you know, we just heard about the incident where you actually, you know, came across incidents of poaching. So how many of you members are out on patrol together at the same time?
So when we do our morning patrol, when we are patrolling the boundaries of Balule defense line, we have 2 or 3 members because we don't want to go in a crowd where we're gonna disturb what we might find in the road. So we normally have 3 members who are doing the fence line, and then we have 3 members again who will be sweeping in the bush. So at night we normally have 2 or 3 people also.
Also the golf team as well.
And then we have different outposts of members. We have members that are in Oliphant West, and then we have members that are in the south. So every day we have 14.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Later. Luane, thank you for waiting patiently. Just come forward a little if you can, Luane. So Luane runs the Bush Babies program, and I'm just going to get you to explain a little bit around there, Luane. I've been fortunate to spend time with you in classrooms with the Bush Babies on a few different occasions, and the enthusiasm, the excitement from the students, I have to say, I think they feed off of your energy and your excitement. But how are you able to sustain that enthusiasm over, you know, periods of time, and, you know, as you know, you're going back week after week and day after day into these schools?
So thank you very much for the opportunity, Simon, and everybody who's watching us. So like Simon said, I'm Luane, and we do the environmental education program. Now, what makes us, what propels us to do what we're doing is actually what the ladies are doing. We're just doing the fun part of it. So what it entails is basically we incorporate law enforcement into the existing school curriculum. So instead of saying we are going to learn the subject English today, we rather read a story, say Rumbi the Rhino, which talks about the whole rhino experience, about rhino poaching and everything. However, I am not doing this alone. I've got a team of 8 amazing young people from the local communities who, for some reason, somewhere have that very same energy that I have packed somewhere. So they're very getting along with the kids very well. So what we also do is we invite the Black Mambas into the schools, and they come and they educate the kids. So what we're doing is we trying to balance it of saying, you know, this environment is not just for us, but it's for everyone. In the environment, we're talking the sun, the clouds, the trees, until we get to the animals. And then the Mambas obviously come and they educate and share their personal experiences with the kids, because again, they are from the local communities. So we're just trying to get it hand in hand, and we also use our creativity. We sing and dance, all in the name of conservation.
Excellent. I think, Luane, yeah, I can imagine the singing and dancing sessions that would be going on in the classrooms there. But obviously, you know, you get to teach the kids while they're at school, and that goes on, you know, for a few years. But what steps do you take to ensure this sort of long-term commitment to protecting wildlife and understanding and getting involved in conservation? So, you know, over and above beyond when the kids have left school.
Okay, so what we do is we have now incorporated different levels within our program. We've got the Mongoose Pack, which is for the little ones. That's where we do the song and dance and puppet shows of getting the conservational message across, introducing the learners to animals. Now we're talking about kids that are roughly like 6-7 years old. And then from them, they get to become mini bush babies, which is now an advanced level of understanding when you talk about an elephant, what type of an animal is an elephant? Now this is in the mini bush babies, they're like grade 5, 6. And then we get to the bush babies learners, who now these learners, they are in grade 6. Their program is incorporated into the school curriculum. And one other thing that we do is we try and look at an animal behavior and we link it. That's why you can hear there's a animal name to the group. Like with the Mongoose Pack, it's a very social program for the kids. With the mini bush babies, their animal is also a meerkat, where we want the kids to work together and help each other. Then you get to the bush babies. Now you'd ask yourself, why would you call the program actually bush babies? It's the characteristics of the bush baby. It's got those big eyes and the big ears. I was listening to Felicia talking how, you know, when she comes and say that elephant or that lion is going to eat you up, this is what we grew up knowing. So through the program, you can teach the kids, and you see their eyes going like wide. And we want them to have those big ears of the bush baby to grasp all this correct information that we're giving them. So once they're done with school, they get onto the Scouts movement, the World Scout movement, which is a very amazing and brilliant program that keeps the learners busy. You do it and you get your badges and you look very pretty. But again, you develop yourself. It doesn't end there, however. We also have our bush grannies, which are the matriarchs of the local communities, elephant. So what they do is, because we know Felicia's now, they're all here at work, the kids are staying with the granny. So granny would obviously be in teaching them basic things of how this is how you live and all. So granny would also teach Felicia that elephant is going to kill you. But this is where now we come in, trying to restore that indigenous knowledge that they have. And then we get it, and then we hold on to that information of saying, oh, how can we use this information to educate other local community members? So I think it is very much important. That is how we progress. We're not just saying, no, but it's, again, environmental education and investment for future generations.
Amazing, amazing, Luane. I have to say, it's incredible to see how the program has grown. As you said, I remember being out with you when it was just you and trying to go around in your minibus around to the different schools, and now you have a team of people, you have all the different levels.
Fair enough.
So it's incredible to see how it has grown. I mean, obviously, I know that you bring some of the students into the reserve for camps every year, and that's typically, I guess, the first time that many of them will have even seen some of this wildlife. So just tell us very briefly a little bit about that, and also, what is it that's made you most proud about the Bush Babies program over the years?
Joe, do we have the whole day for all those proud moments? But then, yes, everybody, the idea is because a lot of kids are not exposed to nature, we try to take nature to the kids firsthand. So what we do is we'd have elephant dung, for example, as our prop or learning material in the classroom. So that is the first thing that we do. Then at the end of the year, top achievers, they get to go on an all expenses paid. So much thanks to all our funders. They get to go on a weekend away. They go on a boat cruise over the Oliphants River, which passes right by their doorstep. They get to go on a boat cruise. They go on a night drives, they go on night drive, morning drive. They do morning walks. So it's everything incorporated into one little weekend getaway. So what about the kids that really do not perform so well? We try to also incorporate them into our program because we know a lot of kids some are good with hands and some are just good in the hair. Yes, that word. So then we take the kids into Kruger National Park where they go for a game drive and they get to see. Also with our bush grannies, we take the bush grannies into the park. So basically we have theoretical teachings, and then from the theory, we take the locals into the community to see this is exactly what we were talking about. Our achievements, however, I must pat myself on the shoulders and say my team of 8 people, they are the most biggest amazing achievement ever because firstly they teach at school, secondly they go around identifying the environmental problems that they're seeing within their local communities. They identify sand mining sites, pollution, water, and all environmental problems, and with that we are able to have a link to the tribal council and officers. Another one is the ladies coming to school teaching the kids parade, how to stand neat. Your t-shirt must be tucked in well, in order. We had one of the learners, Lefahonolo Musoma, back in 2016 who went to Los Angeles. She was the ambassador of South Africa on her science fair project where she was looking at the recruitment of marula seedlings. It just doesn't end there. We had this organization called Wild Shots where they were teaching kids about a photographic experience. And one of the kids, his photo, Butlari, they were coloring an elephant with Elephants Alive team, and he was looking or guarding after the trunk of the elephant that it's breathing properly, and he somehow managed to get a twig that had a V for his name, and then he put it there. So Colin Bell, author of How Many Elephants, actually took his picture. So we had now this child who had this book and he was signing autographs to everybody who was around him. I think that for me must be one of the most amazing things. But as I've said, these environmental monitors that are our ambassadors, they are the ones that are now going out there bringing about the change. They had their first ever camping experience here on the Mambas compound. And they had, they've never slept out. We had one of them who didn't sleep the whole night because she kept saying, I can't sleep. I'm not sure I'll be able to sleep. But then, having to sleep the first night and they getting it, collecting the firewood, those things that we would take for granted. But I really liked it how they incorporated that. And that is just me and my team.
Definitely deserves a round of applause, Luane. It's incredible to see how it's gone, and I also know that research that we've have conducted has also shown that the impact of the Black Mambas in the local community is even greater where the Bush Baby program is operating. So I'm sure that we're all keen for that to continue to grow and expand. Now you mentioned funding there. If Craig is still there, let me bring Craig back in briefly and just say, Craig, we heard from you on the sort of video intro that you did earlier about COVID-19 and it's having an impact. Just tell us a little bit around what impact it's had on the Black Mambas and the threat it's that they're therefore having, the increased threat on the wildlife that you're protecting.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So the lockdown kind of caught us all by surprise, and over the years we have relied quite heavily on the wildlife economy in the area to support us, and also internationally. People that are engaged with the wildlife economy, particularly in the tourism sector. And suddenly that came to a grinding halt. So we found ourselves, unable to budget because there's no indication as to how long this is going to go on for. It would be easy to plan if we knew that it was maybe going to end in November or something. And remember, one of the primary sources of our income is from the small bush camp that we established on the landscape where we attract voluntourism and researchers and so on, and they pay with the knowledge that that money is funding the bush babies and the black mambas. And we had to send everybody home, cancel all the bookings for a year in advance, and pay a lot of the bookings back. So that left us in a very difficult position. We're very grateful, though. So I think it's very important to highlight that we have a fantastic relationship with the South African government, and through the South African National Parks Board, 30% of our budget is still secure. And I think it's a huge testimony to the government of South Africa that in these hard times where they've had to cut back on so many things, they have not considered cutting back on the subsidy that they give to the Mambas. So, we've got a trickle, but the reality is that if something breaks, we can't fix it. We're on fuel rations, severe fuel rations. There's a lot more walking. We can't deploy as far as we used to in the past. When the vehicles get punctures, they're doomed. The shock absorbers break, etc. So mostly the vehicles are standing now. Spotlights, batteries for the camera traps, all of our technology, the facility that we're standing in here now, the water, the electricity bills, etc. None of that can be covered. So we're just hoping, that there'll be some light at the end of the tunnel. And you provided us with a very shiny light today with the announcement that you made. So thank you very much. We're going into debt to hear that yourself. The other consequences that you asked about were to the wildlife on the landscape. One of the things that we're guarding strongly against is, as the social grants and so on dry up in the communities, the people might be forced to turn to the parks for bushmeat to sustain themselves. And whereas in the past, the section that we're sitting in here now provides about 400 jobs in the tourism sector. That's the non-consumptive tourism sector, the lodges, etc. Those people are sitting at home now without work. And, you can just imagine those consequences. Once you had dignity as a game ranger or a groundsman at a lodge, whatever it was, working in the kitchens, etc. Now you're sitting at home and you can't provide for your family. And you might have bought furniture and things on HP and you can't pay that off. To make money, what we're noting now is that people are selling things every day. Their cell phones, laptops, furniture, even small houses that they've built over the years, they've saved up to build those things. So there's a huge loss of human dignity, and that's one of the things that we've invested in, is to build up that dignity and the patriotism for the park. Over the 8 years, and with the Bush Babies program under Wayne's guidance, we've made huge progress to develop that sense of respect for the wildlife. They see the value in the wildlife and so on. And now suddenly COVID-19 threatens that 8-year investment for us. It places us in quite a moral dilemma as well, because somebody coming onto the landscape with a gun to shoot a rhino as part of a crime syndicate is very different to somebody that's coming onto the landscape to feed his family. So, we're in a bit of a difficult situation. We've modified our patrol regimes to create a buffer around the park, and that's where the Mambas came into contact with those poachers 2-3 days ago as well. So we're trying to at least create a buffer before the problem comes across our boundary directly into the protected area landscape. And let's all hope that the international borders will be open soon for international travel, or a vaccine is found, or the comets align with the planets and it's all switched off. Did I answer your question, Simon?
It did, Craig. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's just useful for people watching from around the world. Everybody's being impacted by COVID-19. But it's just useful for them to hear directly from you guys on the ground the impact that it's having, in terms of ecotourism and the impact that sort of switch off of funding overnight is having on the protection of our wildlife. So let me just switch back to later. Yeah. Just one final question later. Sorry, Craig, were you going to? Later, just so one final question then. So we've talked around the fact we've got many people from around the world watching now. So how can you help us understand what is it people can do to support the Black Mambas? I'm sure people will have been inspired listening to all of your stories and the stories of the Bush Babies. How can people help?
Okay, so we've got a Facebook page. And we've got a website, so there's a link there where people can follow. We've got Valeria, who is doing the Black Mambas media, and then through that website, then they're going to follow it and know how to donate on the Black Mambas, and Valeria will be there to help these people.
Okay, great. So really it's getting people to people to be as aware as possible of everything that you, the Black Mambas, are doing through the Facebook page. Great, thank you, Later. I mean, I'll reiterate again what I said earlier, that you can sponsor one of the Black Mambas. In fact, we have 6 members that you can sponsor, including Later, Felicia, Colette, and Luane. So if you go to the link in the top of your screen, which is helpingrhinos.org/meet-the-mambas, then you'll be able to see any one of these lovely ladies that you can choose to support and help through the current COVID situation, or you can just make a donation as well to help support their work. So anything that we raise today will be added to the amounts that we can send out to all of the Black Mambas and the Bush babies and keep them going during these difficult times. So just thank you in advance for any support that you can give to them. So let me, we've been going just over an hour, so I'm going to close now. So let me just once more say congratulations to Later, to all of the members, including Felicia and Colette and the rest of the team who are behind the camera at the moment. So congratulations again on this award on World Ranger Day. You all deserve it so much. I hope that's going to give you a little bit of extra motivation to go after you. We've kind of hijacked your rest time for the day with this. So thank you very much. I think, as I said, it's a phenomenal recognition of the work that you do that's getting out across into China as well as around the world. And I want to thank you, all of you, and Craig and the rest of the team for taking the time to be with us today and share your stories with the people we've got, as I said, watching all around the world. So I think if we were all together in a room, you'd have a huge round of applause now. So you'll have to imagine that that's happening all around the world right now. You can all give yourself a round of applause. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. And I hope, COVID related, I'll be able to get out and come and see you again very soon.
Thank you, Simon. We look forward to seeing you again. And thank you to everybody that supports the Black Mambas already. We really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you to the audience, our support structures. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye from us here.
Bye-bye.